Is on Earth. So where can you go study abroad? Through Fresno State office, at the study abroad office, we do offer 100 locations where you can go and expand your knowledge throughout the world. 100+ locations. However, there are restrictions in studying abroad, such as we recently just had the pandemic in 2020, and we do have a lot of locations that is a war risk country. I just want to get everyone's attention. Feel free to share. Does anybody want to share where is a location that is considered like a high risk to travel right now? Um, yes. So yeah, Middle East, Haiti, yeah, these are the locations that are, we see on the news. These are the locations that are considered really high risk of sending students to study abroad. So these are the locations that Fresno State will not send you to. Places like Israel, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya and Cambodia. These are the locations that we will not send to. But again, be mindful that we still have a lot of locations to travel to. So who can study abroad? This is a very common question among a lot of Fresno State students. So to study abroad, you need a GPA at 2.5 to study abroad. You need to be in good academic standing and complete 30 college units, which means even a transfer student, you can study abroad because you have completed 30 college credits to study abroad. So through our office, we do offer 8 providers through our Fresno State Study Abroad programs. We do offer the CSU IP, CSU International Program, which runs year long. It's designed for a lot of CSU students through the CSU system. We have the exchange programs dedicated to very much through Fresno State for a business major. It runs semester and summer and year long. It's very affordable in terms to the CSU as well. The faculty-led programs, it's led through a lot of Fresno State professors. It's run short terms and it's led through Fresno State professors. With that, we do have USEC, CIE, and ISA. These are our providers that we go through, meaning that these are the providers that you do select to study in terms of going studying abroad, which you can allocate it for summer, winter, semester, or year long. We have a lot of location through these programs and a lot of areas we can focus on. A lot of questions that students do ask is, what kind of language do I need to be fluent in the language in that country I'm at? So a lot of the programs that Fresno State do go through, it's all providing English. So that is something that you shouldn't worry about. So all the classes will be taught in English. So how long will you be studying abroad? So it's very flexible depending on your roadmap, degree, your personal goals. So through study abroad, you can study in winter term, summer term, semester, a whole academic year long, or you could do a calendar year. It really depends on you. You have a lot of option in studying abroad and how long you're going to be studying abroad for. Another questions that we do get students asking a lot is how much will it cost for me to study abroad? So if you do get financial aid, it does apply to your program in studying abroad. So financial aid is a big benefit towards helping you, supporting you towards studying abroad. We do offer a lot of scholarships that is available through Fresno State and through our offices. A very important and popular one that we do give to all students that participate through studying abroad is our international travel grant. Students will get up to $1,500 reimbursement to anyone who participate in any study abroad program. Very popular one is Shields Family Grant and the Benjamin Gilman. A lot of these, you can find them on our website and through our program. And every semester, we do update the deadline for each of the scholarships. Another question we ask is like student asking like if I'm going to be able to graduate within 4 years. The question is very doable. However, be mindful that you can graduate within 4 to 5 years, depending on what major are you studying abroad, what classes you're taking abroad, but it is very possible and doable for you to graduate within 4 years. So another question that a lot of students do ask and parents do ask is safety concern. So safety is our top priority. However, we do not guarantee 100% guarantee safety for all our students, just as we do at Fresno State. So a lot of things do play, as in like, when you're in a different country, be aware of the local laws, be aware of, the locals, be respectful of the locals, and very much stay connected to what is happening in that location in that country that you're at in terms to your position and your role as a student studying abroad. With that, I just want to get a gist of what we're thinking, like the safety and concern. What do a lot of like study abroad students do get in trouble in studying abroad? Like, I want to get like our answers in that.
I think one big one, especially for people that are recently go, for example, is how some people are not aware that they need to have extra documents, right? So if you don't have the dual citizenship, there is a fee, for example, that you have to pay now when you travel there, but I'm not sure how that plays into studying abroad, if we still have to pay those kind of fees.
So with that, thank you so much for that answer. So it is very mindful that with the dual citizenship and what's occurring around the world, that is something that we had to be very mindful of what is occurring around the world in terms to our safety issues. A lot of things that are occurring here really do play a part in how we travel in different countries. So the reason why I kind of want to bring this up is because your safety is our top priority, but you're an adult, you're in charge of your decision, and just be aware of what's going on around the world. Does that make sense?
And we always encourage students that if you have dual citizenship, to always travel with the USA passport. Most of the time, it's a little bit more safe to travel with your being a USA citizen than any other citizenship. In terms of the fee that you mentioned, if you're responsible for paying the fees, yes, students, that's part of the budgeting. When we create a budget with the student, you have to consider tuition, housing, personal expenses, visa, all students need a passport. So those are things that are calculated in your general budget. Hopefully that answered your question.
So it is important that why studying abroad? So be mindful that when you're in a different country, not all classroom have four walls, meaning that where you go, which country, which location you're at, it's going to be very different in terms to how you're going to be shopping for your food, how you're going to be traveling, how you're going to use your phone, in terms like that. So I know that in Europe, it's going to be a little bit different than, in America, in the United States, where in some areas in Europe, you're going to have to do a lot of grocery shopping almost every day because some locations in Europe, they don't believe in frozen food. So a lot of the food are very fresh. So for me, I feel like because we live here, a lot of things are frozen. I have to really adapt to, learning to shop every day, get fresh produce, because they don't believe in frozen food. So a lot of things like that really come to play when you do study abroad, meaning that, not all classroom is not what we experienced at Fresno State or in America. Career motivation. So a lot of you guys going to be out here with your degree and you guys are all going to be applying for the same roles, same jobs. And so with study abroad, it plays a big impact into you being the candidate to get that position that you're applying for. Study abroad students do earn 25% higher salary pay, and about 41% of the employers do consider students who actually experience studying abroad, such as like in terms to reading your resume, like when a student do study abroad, it demonstrates that, you're highly skilled in adapting to new changes, new ideas, and culture communication. It makes you more applicable and more credible towards the position that you're applying for. With that, I also want to mention that at Fresno State, we do have the Passport Place at Fresno State. It's located in front of the Kermit Building. I'll give you guys a moment to just kind of take a picture of this. So any questions so far from me and Marcella?
I had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if we're not able to do, say, like this winter or this summer, but we want to do it next year, would we still be able to do it?
Yes, most definitely. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we encourage you to plan ahead. Study abroad is very deadline driven. So you could start applying now for next time that you want to study abroad. Like we just closed applications for winter and spring, but summer and fall of 2026 still open. So yeah, keep in mind that we recommend students to plan a year in advance, no less than 6 months.
So while you guys are kind of thinking about your questions, I just want to show us how to navigate through the Fresno State website.
Continue with your presentation until you're done. That's something that you do with it.
Okay, so we do have the International Education Week that is happening next week from the 17th to 21st. And we're partnering up with the US Department and State to provide a global and international experience through studying abroad. Give you guys some moment.
So yeah, we really encourage you to participate in the events next week. It's a whole week of celebrate not just the study abroad office, but the whole international community on campus. So check it out. Also, Samantha in a little bit is going to show you the website and the different events. But I also put the link on the chat for you to check, for you to stay involved. One of the things that you follow us on Instagram, we're going to have 5 different students that are currently abroad taking Instagram takeover. So that's a good way for you to learn directly from students. Continue, Samantha.
Here's the video that we want to share.
Samantha, I don't know if you know, we can't hear the audio for that video.
I'm sorry, I think someone was talking.
Yeah, I was just saying we can't hear the audio of that video you're
Okay.
trying to play.
So I sent the link to the video to the chat. I'll come back in at 3:50. Disregard that. Go ahead and reference to the link that I sent, and we'll go to our next slide. So here's just a way to contact us. Like I said, we're located at the Food and Family Science in 119. I'm gonna give this a moment for you guys to take a picture how you guys can contact us. Any questions so far? I do see that we do have the chats. Marcella is doing an incredible job answering those questions. With that, I'm gonna show us how to navigate our website.
Samantha, the last question about how many units do you need to enroll? We recommend the Frenchmen don't study abroad the first term. You have to wait until complete 30 units, so Forrest is correct, or your second semester at Fresno State. Considering that transfer students could go right away, or graduate students when they start their program. So they don't have to wait for the 30 units or their second semester. They could go as soon as they're available, considering the transfer students have less time with us, so the sooner the better. Another question, you could stop sharing, Samantha, and go to the website. The other question is, if I'm a senior, can I study abroad? Yet, you could study abroad if you're a senior, considering that you're gonna have less optional courses that you could take. Because when you study abroad, you have to be taking major, minor, or GE courses. So if you come as a senior, you're gonna have limited options of where you could take your last courses, especially if you have last courses of your enrollment. So it's a little bit challenging. It's still possible, but it's not guaranteed that you're gonna get your courses approved. Good questions. Any other questions before we go to the website? All right, thank you.
So here is our website. Right here on the programs, you can go ahead and put the little arrow down, search program. This is your general overview of all our programs connected together. With that, I like to go onto our 8 providers that we do have across the state. Like I mentioned in the PowerPoint, we do have the CSU IP that runs through the CSU system. We have the Fresno State Exchange program dedicated for business major, Fresno State Pasadena programs, designed by Fresno State professor in terms to encouraging their students to study for short term and summer or winter terms. We do have USAC, CIE, ISAC, and SPIN. All 4 of these run the same, aka our providers that Fresno State go through. The differences is just different terms, different courses, different cost of tuitions, and different locations that do offered and supporting the studying through Fresno State. With that, another really popular providers that we do go through is USAC. Just give a little an example of how we do navigate through USAC. Again, we do have a USAC ambassador at the office. Maybe you guys have any questions, feel free to come by. He's there to answer any questions in regard to USAC. You want me to go through like every program? Yeah.
An example.
Here we go. We do have USAC. Go to the website, usac.edu. Can I have someone kind of give a study of area that we want to search up? Okay. For example, let's go ahead and explore, any education course. Locations, I want to go study in France. I'm very flexible. I could do anytime. Or you have the option in doing the semester long. So for me, I'm very flexible to go anytime. I'll go ahead and search what they do offer in France in terms to any education course. So here it looks like they don't offer any education course. I can play around the locations. England, let's do. We could do a fall semester. I do see that they do offer Bristol, London, Metro, and Reading. Let's say I want to go to London. I'll go ahead and click on London in terms to my desire of studying. There we go. The first link will give you the courses that do offer at this university. They do human sciences, computer and digital media, business, language. We'll get into a little bit language because USAC do offer a really good scholarship for any students that do participate in language component. We have art and design in terms of we can tackle our upper division. With that, calendars, it does really run very similar to Fresno State academic year. When you do go study abroad, you're gonna be gone from June 1st, I'm sorry, the June 15th, but the application deadline is on the 1st of June. So to be mindful, like Marcella said, we're very program deadline driven, so the 1st of June will be the application deadline to study in the fall of 2026. Here we go, program dates, like I said, like I mentioned, it's very similar to Fresno State academic fall semester. You'll be back December 19th, just before Christmas. Fees and deadline, this is very important, very popular among students because we really want to know our budget planning is. With USAC, you can go ahead and click this. This is how much you're going to be paying for the tuition to USAC, something that we can't change, something that we be mindful that this is how much you're only for USAC. All these widgets are left off for you to play around with your out-of-pocket expenses. Like I mentioned, the airfare flight tickets, we do offer the Fresno State International Travel Grant that a lot of students do get when they participate in studying abroad through Fresno State. It's a reimbursement up to $1,500 of the airfare flight. That's not a really popular providers that Fresno State go through. Another one would be book CIE.
You could show them where scholarship is.
Mm-hmm. So, right here, we do offer scholarship and finances. This is a really important website for students to go to, and I really tell students to go reference to because our website do recycle when new deadlines. So be mindful of the deadlines. Like I mentioned, the international travel grant, you get up to $1,500 reimbursement to any students to participate in studying abroad. We have the Dean studying abroad. We also have the Mitchell grant. Let's see, for a lot of undergrad students with limited financial means in terms of financial aid. We have the Shields grant that I mentioned about that run through USAC. Participate in a very strong language component. I highly encourage students that don't get financial aid to go through the grant. With that, I want to say that for you to go through the blue link and it tells you the deadline on here. And be mindful that it does recycled every semester term.
Thank you, Samantha. There's a question on the chat about if you travel alone or as a group. for the majority of the programs, you're gonna be doing that process individually. Keeping in mind that once you get to the location, you're gonna be with more USA students, more CSU students. The only group that travels as a group, it will be the faculty led. So keep in mind, if you are one of those students that are not comfortable doing study abroad alone, you should look into the faculty-led programs. Considering that you're gonna be in the agenda of the faculty, you're gonna see and have the experience that the faculty want you to have. So I usually recommend more to go through the providers just because you're gonna have a more authentic experience and you're gonna be fully enrolled in a university. So that's the big difference, but you have both options. Any other questions? I know Samantha wants to show you as well the International Education Week website.
Okay, yeah. So, on here, we do have, like I mentioned, the International Education Week that is starting next week, on the 17th and 21st. It's run through our CGE office. I highly encourage students to participate in that in terms to you learning and gaining like a broader understanding of, like what's happening in the world and global interactions and environment. When you scroll down, it does give you everyday, daily updates of what's occurring in terms to the International Educational Week. There you go. We do have Monday. It's already set off. We do have it all the way till the 21st. Any questions so far?
Thank you. So if you don't have any other questions, that will conclude with our presentation. Any last minute questions? Also, if you, Samantha, you could go to our website and show them our calendar, our website calendar, so they could, if you have more questions, they could always, come to our Zoom walk-ins or give us a call and schedule an appointment. And just don't, my recommendation is plan ahead. And with planning ahead, see yourself participating in study abroad. Keep in mind that study abroad is a high impact practice that is for all students at Fresno, regardless of their background. And keep in mind that you could use your financial aid. You could use your financial aid for the semester or summer. So if you're one of those students in financial aid, but it's always good to talk to an advisor on one-on-one.
Thank you, Samantha, and thank you, Marcella, for that presentation. It was very helpful and insightful. Just one last announcement. Please do not forget to fill out the Qualtrics link in the Google chat or in the chat message box. I'll send it out again, but this is the only way we can verify that you attended today's workshop. So if you do not fill it out, we won't have any way to know you were here. So please do not forget to fill it out on the way out. All right, but thank you again, Samantha and Marcella.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.